Two of America's top corporate executives today demanded that Washington put the economy back on track. In an opinion piece in the New York Times, billionaire investor Warren Buffett told Congress it must increase taxes on people earning more than $1 million. My friends and I have been coddled long enough by a billionaire-friendly Congress. It's time for our government to get serious about shared sacrifice. The chairman of Starbucks took his concerns a step further. He called for a boycott on campaign donations to incumbents in Washington until the president and the Congress find agreement on the deficit. In an email to CEOs, Howard Schultz wrote, "The government needs discipline, the people need jobs, and leaders need to lead. Our country is better than this." Schultz grew Starbucks into the world's largest coffee house with 11,000 stores and 135,000 employees in America alone. I asked him today how he came up with the idea of boycotting campaign contributions.
As a result of what we all witnessed with the debt ceiling crisis and the uncertainty in the markets, I just feel like watching what took place in Washington, the lens in which the leaders in Washington, D.C. were making decisions was not based on what was good for America, but in my view, it was based on their own partisan perspective, and that was, how does this affect my reelection? And when I started thinking about reelection, the lifeblood of the reelections of every one of our congressional leaders in Washington is about fundraising. And I want to cut that off until we see civility, until we have a long-term debt ceiling deal that we are proud of and restores confidence in America. And I just feel very strongly that this is a time when we no longer should accept the status quo and the mediocrity that we're getting. We are better than this, and our leaders in Washington need to go back to work.
You know, since this idea of yours first came out over the weekend, there's been some criticism of it, and part of that criticism essentially says this is a little like nuclear weapons. Just because you disarm, that doesn't mean your opponents will. Doesn't it leave an opening for others to wield their influence while you're taking your money to the sidelines?
Well, first off, I understand that, Scott, but we want to suspend the donations to encourage the incumbents, including the president, to go back to work and to reach a deal. We have sent these people to Washington to represent America, not represent singular ideology.
This is the first day of this. I wonder, have any other corporate CEOs pledged to join you?
Well, yes, they have, and I think the most gratifying thing that has taken place, and that is that this morning I was notified that the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ has embraced my initiative and now is sending out that letter, my letter, to every listed company CEO in America. And I think this is a major signal to me and to others that this is a significant idea that is going to have traction. It's not some novelty that we're going to walk away from, and we're going to send a powerful signal.
Howard Schultz, founder and chief executive officer of Starbucks, thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott, very much. Thank you.